Alright guys, for this video we're going to pick up from where we talked or where we last left off in class, and we're going to look at that question that boys and men just asked: why do you play with my heart, why do you play with my mind? And we're going to look at it from the perspective of a colonist. Alright, now they're not really happy with the British government at this point in time, and so remember, which you already looked at in your groups, they met in the First Continental Congress and they demanded that their rights be restored by the British king. After that First Continental Congress, they were still a little upset with the way they were being treated. So then we move on to the Second Continental Congress, which was held in Philadelphia. And basically they all got together, they talked about the problems that they were facing and the issues that they had with the British, and they said we need to go ahead and fight for independence. So you have all these individuals in Philadelphia, and they're guided by the thoughts of Thomas Paine, who wrote Common Sense. Now, in Thomas Paine's book, which was titled Common Sense, he basically argued that it's common sense for us to declare our independence from Britain. All right? So the general idea going out of the Continental Congress, the second one, is that we must break away from the British. All right? So the Declaration of Independence basically states that the British government did not look after the interests of the colonists. It calls King George a tyrant, which is a cruel ruler. And it reasserts what the purpose of government is, which we've been looking at all along, that the government is built or is supposed to protect the people's rights. Now, the last two things I want you to look at on this slide is that the government is based on the consent or the agreement of the people, meaning that a government cannot exist unless the people or the citizens let it exist or give it the power to control them. Now, one of the most powerful things the Declaration of Independence states is that the people can change or overthrow a government if they feel like that government is not protecting them. So this is what the basis of the Declaration of Independence is all about, and this is going to lead us into the American Revolution and the starting of our new American government. Now, for the Declaration of Independence, the key writer and author of it was Thomas Jefferson, who was from Virginia, and basically he believed that America should be a free nation without English rule or English involvement. Now, he was influenced by John Locke, who was an Enlightenment thinker. And John Locke came up with the idea of a social contract. And in this contract, citizens, they're going to give up some of their freedoms in order to receive the protection from the government. And if that protection exists, then the people have no choice but to be loyal. He also believed in the ideas of life, liberty, and property, and that every individual is due those three basic ideals. All right? So tomorrow in class, what we're going to look at is the Declaration of Independence. But what I want you to think about is the idea of a social contract. What kind of freedoms do you give up in order to receive protection from the government?